Hello, everyone, and welcome to this very new GM Web3 MultiversX, the Wednesday morning show dedicated to MultiversX. And I am very happy to co-host this show with my friend Arno, BizDev manager at Soul and Hatom Protocol. Hello, Arno. What's up?
Hello, brother. I'm very happy to be here with you this morning, especially because you're back with us now on the
Yeah, I
same time
just landed
frame.
in Paris, but I never left you guys.
No, you didn't.
We are also with Joachim, Gaupa Labs founder and huge contributor of MultiversX ecosystem. Yesterday, you were live with Helios, correct?
Indeed, very good space, good questions, and talking a bit about the progress we've made at Galpa. And as we were saying, even if we're not the ones that publish the most on Twitter, we are still building nonstop.
And what's new with Gaupa Labs?
Well, that's a whole space, so we'll do that another time. You have to book me a slot, and we'll talk about Galpas. But quite a lot of exciting things.
Okay, I need to book on your Calendly whole interview.
Exactly.
Okay,
Should
let's
be
do
3
this
hours at least.
very soon. And we are also with Philip that finally announced his arrival on Globy's team. So welcome, colleague. And also, of course, co-founder of CryptoPay and contributor of many other projects. How are you, Philip?
Oh, I'm good. Hello, everybody. Nice to see you all there. Thanks, Joachim. I see you're keeping it long. I've been announced last week on Friday, I think, if I'm not wrong, but I'm joining Globis as a full stack engineer. So the idea would be to push a little faster, further, stronger. I mean, that's my free word for Globis. But I mean, really great team. So honestly, it's really nice to join these guys and you also. Yeah, I mean, really good news and a lot of things on the table. So that's kind of exciting. Some other things in the oven. Let's see if we are a little light on news today. If we can add something. But otherwise, yeah, good motivation. I mean, like soon a little holidays in
Thank
Korea.
you, Philip. Too long. Thanks a lot. We will we will first of all thank our main sponsor of GM Web3 MultiversX. It is Hatom, the MultiversX leading lending, borrowing, and liquid staking platform here. They are offering, like every Wednesday, $25 in their token, the HTM token. And to take part of it, all you have to do is to quote tweet the space link on Twitter, on X, and say what you think about MultiversX, about GM Web3, about the co-host, about myself, even when I'm sometimes a little mean with my columnists. And yeah, so do this, and there will be more giveaways during the show. Today's program begins with a crypto price review, like always. So I prepared a few news for you guys, and you will tell me if you care or if you don't. If you do, we will deep dive, and if you don't, we'll pass to the other one, to the next one. And after, we'll be receiving the CEO of 23 Labs, which is the company behind Coco and the Smooth. Coco is one of the biggest NFT project on MultiversX, so it will be interesting to have the opinion of the CEO about the project itself, of course, but the whole ecosystem around it, of course. And it will be Archy, and he will be arriving in 25 minutes. So, guys, are you ready?
Yes, we
Let's
are.
go. Let's go.
There's a lag, or
No, I think we
just-
haven't had a coffee yet.
My cat is screaming, so I mute myself. So that's that to mute.
I think
okay.
there's a
So,
little lag. On my end, there's a little lag.
oh, really? So maybe you can, I don't know, disconnect and reconnect, or do your best. But let's go for the news. But before we start, yeah, it's important. We are live on Twitter, on X, on YouTube, and on Twitch. So depending on which platform you were following us, you were watching us, it's very, very important that you subscribe, that you like, that you comment, that you activate the bell. Of course, you'll be able to rewatch or to listen to the show on platform podcast or on YouTube, of course. So guys, it's very, very important. Just take 1 or 2 seconds to click on this buttons, but for us it's very, very important. So I count on you, do this if you did not already. So let's move on the Web3 news. With the we care or we don't. With the first news is about the HBO documentary that everybody talked about for maybe 1 week, I think, and they were supposed to announce who is Satoshi Nakamoto, the founder of Bitcoin. So do you care or or you don't about who is supposed to be Satoshi Nakamoto?
Yeah, we do. This is fun. Let's go.
So HBO recently like revealed a documentary claiming that they will explain what is Bitcoin and so on, and also revealing who is Satoshi Nakamoto. And oh yeah, I'll try to share the news, but it's not because I don't have the link for this one. But maybe I can do like this. Well, and so I don't know if you guys before the documentary was released, did you think that there would be some revelation about this, or like a lot in here you did not think about it before we revealed what they
I mean, if I may start, I mean, like, so there have been a lot of. I didn't watch the documentary yet. Is it out yet? I mean, I heard about it, but I didn't watch
It
it.
was yesterday. It was no, it was this night.
Okay, so maybe I will take a
Talked about
time.
it in France, but not also in the whole crypto Twitter.
Okay, I will take. I will have a look maybe later today. Let's see. Now, my main problematic with that. So I don't believe they find who is Satoshi Nakamoto. I mean, that would be my first guess. I mean, the guy disappeared and he know how to disappear. That's his job. And yeah. Now, my main problem with that is like it's something that is aiming for the main population, let's say for the people that are not like common with crypto and with this ecosystem. And I think a lot of believing and belief in this ecosystem regarding Satoshi Nakamoto, the legend, whatsoever, what it could be. And I'm scared that this documentary can reach people without the package to understand that it's maybe not something that serious. For me, it's a kind of a joke. I mean, it's just to create the buzz. I mean, that people go and watch it. I mean, and it's working. Look, we are talking about it. But I'm scared that it could be a negative point for people that are not from the ecosystem and that see that more like a Far West area. But I need to watch it before to judge it. So.
So the revelation is Peter Toad. So first of all, I don't know if you knew him. I did not. So I discovered him, and indeed they said it was he was Satoshi. He is Satoshi Nakamoto because 15 years ago he posted a message on a forum saying that he would it would be necessary to create something better than Hashcash, which was the ancestor of Bitcoin, we can say very, very easily. When we can see some image from the documentary on which the producer is revealing in front of him that he is Satoshi Nakamoto, and he laughed. And on his Twitter account, he posted just after that he is not Satoshi Nakamoto. I will show you the post So yeah, I think it's just not a revelation, actually.
Yeah, if I can just point the problem in the logic and the reasoning, I mean, it's not because someone has the idea that he will be capable to implement it. I mean, and I think maybe we are in that situation of this guy got the idea. The idea has been read by Satoshi Nakamoto, or Satoshi Nakamoto got the similar idea at the same moment, and Satoshi Nakamoto implemented it. I mean, it's the same with Edison, the phone, whatsoever. I mean, like someone that have the idea is not to be will not be mandatory the one that will be able to implement the solution. And I think right now is just the point. It's just because it's not because the guy discussed about it.
I hope that when they revealed this name, they did a background check and assume that this guy has the technical capacity to create Bitcoin, because otherwise it would be.
But he probably have them.
light.
I mean, I will watch the documentary because otherwise they will not go there, and probably is working in cryptography. But working in cryptography doesn't mean that you created Bitcoin. I mean, that kind of discussion is since after war. I mean, cryptography was a weapon after World War II. It has been controlled by America quite securely and by a few companies that was working in military segment usually. So it was not really. It was a group of people working in bunkers. I mean, like, and at the end, one of them, I think, arrived with a Bitcoin. But I mean, it was a discussion that was ongoing in closed circles since a long time. What was the name? Sorry, again, of the nice French Belgium guy that we received that is on the Satoshi?
Jean-Jacques Piscater.
Exactly. This guy, I mean, he said it also, that there was a group of discussion about that kind of implementations since years.
Okay, we will go to the next news, but actually it was a news, but not really a news, but it was just fun, and everybody talked about it on X. Let's go to the next one. I don't know if you're following the different EIP on Ethereum, but there is a new one, which is the EIP 7781 that aim to boost the network speed. Do you care or you don't?
I do.
Yeah.
So I mean,
in short, it aims to reduce the block time from 12 to 8 seconds, and this adjustment would increase Ethereum's transaction throughput by 33%. So I'll try to share the news, but there's and yeah, the goal actually is to reduce the latency with the layer 2 also. I don't know if you have anything to
I mean, I can jump if nobody.
Yeah, sure.
No. I think it's mandatory. It's something that was on the roadmap since the passage to proof of stake. I mean, it's something that makes totally sense if you want to. I mean, that's where Ethereum is trying to place themselves at the moment. So that means they want to be a settlement layer for layer 2, layer 3, layer X, whatsoever. But the idea right now is they want to be capable to absorb the speed and the amount of data coming from the layer 2. They need to reduce this time. I don't think it was something that difficult to do because it was planned since the proof of stake. Difficult to do for the passage, but since it was passed on proof of stake, it was just waiting for activation after testing. No, I think it's a great news. I don't know if it will impact, because if there is more transaction, maybe also the fees are getting higher. That's something that need to be calculated and monitored properly. But I'm curious to see the size of the block and how much Ethereum will be on each block.
Logically, if the block speed increases, you have more blocks. So the price, there's more block availability, so the price should lower.
In theory, yes.
If you maintain the same amount of transaction. But
exactly, the risk is like that there is some additional services that will activate some additional features, and they will start to raise a lot of transaction. And then because they are capable, some people see their interest. I mean, I'm thinking about front loading or things like that. You maybe don't need to be access to a node anymore. It can go really fast. Let's see.
Yeah, but I think it's kind of like trying to keep up in a sense with all the evolutions, because we see quite a lot of the added value by the layers 2 obviously can be lower fees, etc. But it is transaction time, and indirectly, I think we can also expect it to help layer 2 indirectly, because they need the speed of the layer 1 to store the information of their layers. So by accelerating the speed, we might actually have shorter settlement times, which would also help LS2. I see here, yeah, that it can come with decentralization risks because it asks for better machinery, I guess. But I think we're still quite far from what some other blockchains require when it comes to both internet connection and so it's hard to focus when GM is googling at the same time.
Yeah, close your eyes and think about
Yeah,
something else. I mean, like that.
Anyway, yeah, so that was my point.
Now, I would be curious to see if it was like a requirement from a big project and from a big actor that wanted to create these layers and that had this kind of limitation bothering them. I mean,
well, yeah, we see that the creator of that proposal was from a games company.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if running a game on Ethereum layer 1. Come to MultiversX for that.
It's another subject.
Okay, I was looking for an English source for news that I found on French crypto media about Tether. You know, the issuer of USDT said a few months ago that it was ready to give up on Europe because of the MiCA regulation, but actually they made a partnership with a chain analysis to comply with MiCA regulation. So it will allow Tether to track every transaction and to comply with the regulation in terms of AML and the financing terrorism and so on. So yeah, it's quite a big change because Tether was attacking MiCA and was saying, we don't care about Europe. We are ready to give up on this market. But actually, they should comply before the end of the year, because if not, their stablecoin would be unlisted from exchanges, for example, contrary to their competitor Circle with the USDC, for example.
So it was a bluff.
I think it was. Yes.
A big bluff.
I mean, you cannot make a cross on the main market. I mean, like European is the first market in the world. I mean, like, so you cannot make a cross on it.
First, are you sure?
Yeah, certain. In terms of amount of resources and assets that are transferred, we are the first market in the world. Yeah.
Okay. Something else is around. Yeah, this is interesting. Elon Musk is very involved in the US campaign, and recently he mentioned Polymarket, which is a crypto platform to bet on different things, and especially about US election. And by now, it was more about, opinion. Comment dire un sondage? Survey. But yeah, Musk believes Polymarket and such a platform can be more relevant than survey. So I don't know if you know Polymarket, if you already used it or tested it.
Polymarket is a crazy place. I watched. So there is this ongoing bet between Trump and Harris, and last time I had a look at it, so it was weeks ago. But there was the bet on the presidential campaign was the biggest one on the platform, and it had over 300 million in betting for just this single bet. But that was, I think it was a month and a half ago, so it could have even grown but it's crazy.
Yeah, we're talking about that much because I read that it was a bit hard to judge because there wasn't that much liquidity, but I might be wrong. But I wouldn't go as far as saying that like this is better than survey. So there is the expression to put the money where your mouth is, which I 100% agree on. But we are talking about crypto mostly, and we know that there are a lot of people who support the Trump campaign because of his relationship to Web3 and that he seems more pro crypto than Kamala Harris. So does it really reflect the entirety, or are we maybe in kind of like a crypto echo bubble where we're seeing more from one side, and that's why it's being reflected on a decentralized betting platform?
I mean, if I may add something, I mean, like, I agree with you on that. So I think that there is more pro-Trump people in the crypto ecosystem than on Kamala supporters, but that's fine. I think something that we need to put on to counterbalance this argumentation is like to say also that people like in crypto are here to make money also. And if they think that Kamala Harris will win, they could vote for her for make money. But again, I mean, it's a bias because it's a lot of psychology. So regarding a survey, I'm not sure, but that's true. That after it's interesting to compare with formal survey that have been done on Polymarket regarding, for example, the reduction of the rate at the Fed and all these things. And there have been quite a lot of surprises. But right now, I think, what are the percentage? I think it's almost 50-50 now.
It's less and less for Kamala.
I mean, you have the percentage right now, or
It was.
we don't care?
I think it was yesterday. It was a 45 for Kamala, and it was a 50-50 a few days ago. So Trump is winning these last days, but it's pretty much influenced by people. So I don't know if it's really relevant, and I agree with Joachim because there are no rules in terms of a representation, age, place, and so on. So everybody can use, and of course, there's a barrier to entry. For example, elder people will not connect on Polymarket, and so well, you know what I mean. A few of elder people, so it will not represent the U.S. Election corps. So it's just a trend, and it's fun, and I think it can be it can influence the next elections definitely, but I'm not sure this is really relevant at the moment.
But to add on that, in the difference for a survey where like one voice counts as one voice, obviously here we have actors that are wealthier that counterbalance a lot. And to add to this, we, as you were saying at the start, this trend changed quite drastically after a certain, not speech, but interview, but also after a lot of a stronger support from Elon Musk directly. So how much is it, again, the cryptosphere on Twitter that is kind of like impacting it by the sense that now they have Elon Musk highly supporting Donald Trump?
Yeah, we could say the same for Kamala because mainstream medias are mainly supportive to Kamala, and of course, it influences a lot the general surveys. But we can agree on the fact that the general survey have some rules in terms of representation of the population. So for this, I think Polymarket is not as relevant as surveys at the moment. If we believe about surveys, I do, but you know, some people think they are falsified or something. I don't know.
But what I think we could see is a middle ground in the next coming years where we have anonymous surveys that are done on chain, so that are verifiable. You don't get to know who said what, but you get to like zero knowledge proof basically, and having a much more better market sentiment. Again, for that we would need more user adoption, but with account abstraction and everything, we could actually, like, let's say, have an app where people could give their opinions about stuff and have much stronger surveys.
Okay. There's last news I wanted to talk to you just a few for a few seconds. I just discovered this morning is about the IMF pressure El Salvador to overhaul Bitcoin regulations. I don't know if you heard about this, and I don't know if you care about it, but I do.
Yeah, go on.
So, Salvador decided to support Bitcoin to protect, to hedge from inflation and US imperialism and control and sanctions and so on. And now the International Monetary Fund is urging El Salvador to revise its Bitcoin regulations, expressing concerns about the country's adoption of Bitcoin as legal tender. So we remind people that now Bitcoin is a real currency in El Salvador. So so immersion cannot refuse Bitcoin as a way of payment, method of payment. And so the IMF emphasizes that while Bitcoin can promote financial inclusion, it also poses risks related to financial stability, consumer protection, and anti-money laundering practices. So the IMF recommends strengthening the regulatory framework to mitigate these risks. We can say, of course. What do you think?
But they are totally in their role. I mean, they are trying to create to force the stability of the dollar, and having someone like pushing for another currency that can over the dollar. We are far from there. Don't get me wrong, but
No,
let's say
but we're closer than 10 years ago.
Exactly. I mean, and they see it coming, and they will still be in charge in 20 years, and they know they will have to deal with that things happening. So right now they try to delay it as much. They hoped really hard that the Salvador fail and have a huge economical crisis. It's totally the opposite, and at the end, other country, because that's the main point. I think is like other country today, like Argentina, is thinking about adopting the same approach than the Salvador, and that's why they met together a few weeks ago also. And I think that's what scares them at the moment, and that's why they are currently charging the Salvador to kind of send a message, but not like a threat to other country. If you do the same, you will have the same pressure. That's why I see it. But otherwise, it's just a sword slide in the water. I don't know how you can call that in English. It's fun.
I'm trying to think about the expression in English, but I don't have it right now.
You can slap the tea with the spoon. I mean, like.
Well, we have a new expression, thanks, Philippe.
Oh my God.
Okay, thank you guys. So let's before moving to today's Arno Hatom yield report chronicle, I would like to thank another sponsor of the month. It's Inspire project. It's one of the on-chain loyalty club projects that gives you exclusive benefits like discount, cashback in lots of shops like IKEA, Carrefour, Starbucks in Romania, but also online. And they are offering $25 in USDC. To take part of it, you just need to quote tweet the Spaces link on X. Good luck to everyone. So Arno, today you wanted to talk to us about Booster,
Yes.
but first there's the weather time.
The Weather Channel. Yes. So I think there's two key opportunities currently on the Hatom lending protocol. If you have extra cash, whatever the currency, bring it on chain, transfer it on MultiversX into stablecoins, and USDC is up to 23% APY on Hatom. So, I mean, this is just an insane opportunity. I've been milking that cow for now more than a year. And, I mean, what does your bank offer with your account? There you have up to 23%. So it's a pretty cool opportunity. The second one is the liquid staking, back to 9.5 APY, 9.5% APY. So pretty amazing when you know that the regular staking is around 7%. So those were the two main weather opportunities of this week. Of course, those APYs, they move quite dynamically, but I mean, the liquid staking APY on EGLD has been pretty much consistent for months now. And the stablecoin APYs, they had gone down a bit, but on USDC and USDT, they've been back up. But right now, USDC is at 23%, so pretty amazing. So today, I'm going to talk about one of the key modules of the Hatom protocol. Hatom has more than just a lending protocol. As you know, there's also opportunity to do liquid staking. There's a bridge with Bitensor ecosystem for the Tau ecosystem to leverage also the Tau token in DeFi, because they don't have this. But today I'm going to talk about the module that gives to the HTM token, which is Hatom's token, the most utility. And this module is the booster. So on Hatom, you can lend your crypto, and for this, you will get returns in the form of APYs. But through the Hatom booster, you can actually increase your returns by staking your HTM tokens in the booster. So as soon as you're going to start staking HTM in the booster, you will get more than the base APY that the lending protocol gives you. So, and you can go up to the maximum of this boost by staking 10% of your overall collateral on the Hatom protocol. So we can have an example. So this is the booster. Since GRM is not connected and showing his millions, you're not going to see how this displays. But basically, you arrive in this in the booster, and you have a very simple way to stake your HTM or unstake your HTM. And on the right, where you see the sleeping rabbit, you would see the actual positions that you have in the protocol. So let's say that you're lending EGLD, you're lending USDC, for example. You will see those positions, and you will see how much of the boosted APY you get, depending on the amount of HTM that you have staked. So if you have, let's take a concrete example. If you have 1,000 USDC lended on the Hatom protocol, if you want to get the full APY, you will need to have $100 worth of HTM staked in the booster. This is 10%. And in that case, you will receive the maximum amount. So I'm going to show you the difference between a position that is boosted and one that is not. So GRM, if you can get out of the booster, scroll down in the supply markets and the wrapped USDC. So we can see that the wrapped USDC, you can close this. There's a little blue dot under the 23%. In the middle column, yes, underneath USDC, yes. So I don't know if you can, yeah, brilliant. So here you can see that by lending your USDC on Hatom, you can get up to 23.33% APY. But the truth is, if you don't have any HTM tokens in the booster, you will get only 19%. This is the supply APY you see. The HTM booster adds on top of this a 4.3% APY on top of the 19, bringing this up to the maximum of 23.3%. So it maybe it seems like, oh, but it's just 4%. But actually, percentages are tricky little animals, and I'm going to explain you the big difference between getting your position boosted and not. So let's say you have 1,000 wrapped USDC deposited, and you don't have any HTM in the booster. You get 19% APY. So over a year, you will get $209 of yield. Remember, this is APY. So APY means that every day your rewards get automatically compounded. So you don't get $190. No, you get $209 because every day your rewards go into your principal position and increases the bag that is compounding over time. So, pretty good. But with a fully boosted position, you would get 23.3% APY, and this means $260 of yield. So it is an additional $51.20, and it's actually a 24.5% increase. So when you see the difference of 4%, you think, oh, it's a small difference. No, it's a 24.5% difference in the yield that you make on a yearly basis. So it's massive. So this was the presentation of the booster. It is, in my opinion, and there I'm not just talking about someone who's working at Hatom, but when Hatom revealed the booster, this was the thing making me bullish on Hatom, because I thought, okay, this is an insane way to align the token, the protocol, and the user who is actually on the protocol, because this increases the scarcity of the token, this increases the rewards of the user, and this increases, therefore, the revenue of the protocol because more people use the protocol. So, yeah, I hope everything is clear. Guys, do you have any question around the table? Do we have any questions in the chat?
No, we don't in the chat, but I think it was pretty clear, and thank you very much, Arno, for this.
This is basically a bank account. It's like you don't need to speculate here. You can, if you have extra dollars, you can come in, you can put them in this decentralized bank and leverage, your crypto, making them make more money for you. So yeah, it can be, when you look at it, you think DeFi can be a bit complex. It can be, but actually it's worth spending, the few hours asking questions, digging into it, because once you're in, it's pretty amazing.
Arno, because Archy is not there yet, I just saw Davey posting just a few minutes ago, Hatom protocol update next week.
Yeah, you're fishing for alpha.
Of course I am. And it was USA, which is the CMO of Sol and Hatom. We can see on the post.
Yeah.
And he just wrote next week. So
yep.
We receive a lot of questions about the Ush.
Yep.
When? I don't know if you can answer this question now, but maybe can you explain? And of course, Joachim and Philip are very welcome to join us in this discussion. What, in your opinion, and it's not just about Hatom, what will be the main consequences to have this first native stablecoin MultiversX for the whole ecosystem? So Arno first, and after Joachim, Philip, and anyone in the chat, feel free to ask your questions or to give your opinion. In the meantime, Archie, join us.
I'm going to disappoint you a lot, because we've been working on a marketing campaign for this for the last 4 months. There's going to be, we worked with production studios to create videos to educate about all this. There's going to be a massive KOL plan also. So we're going to make sure that everybody understands the impact of the release of USH in the MultiversX ecosystem. But I'm not going to go through this morning. We can't hear you. You're muted.
What is the update about? Is it about the protocol, or is it about the hush that is expecting by the whole MultiversX community? Because Marcel in the comment tells us it's protocol update incoming. So
yeah,
what is it about?
So protocol is Hatom protocol. USH is going to be a part of the protocol.
So next week it will be about the protocol or about the hush?
I answered.
To answer what Marcel said, we do indeed have an expected protocol update, MultiversX protocol update that is scheduled to happen next week, which does enable quite a lot of possibilities. I'm not sure if some of the technology prepared by Hatom needs that protocol update to be able to do it, but it's going to be interesting to see anyway. So you're absolutely right.
What I can say is that, USH is interconnected, already built. It is built, interconnected with some of the major DeFi players on MultiversX. And so that's why also, we had to wait for X Exchange v3 to be finalized, because some part of USH, since it is built interconnected with it, it needed to have the final version of X Exchange v3 to finalize a few things. So the protocol update next week is about the Hatom protocol, and USH is a part of Hatom protocol. So you will, it's not a secret. There's been several pieces being built over the last year. USH, of course, but there's also a big revamp of the booster that I presented you this morning. The booster I presented you this morning is the existing booster, but the booster is going to get a massive revamp to even further increase the utility around HTM and also play nice with USH. So it's very exciting. Very exciting.
Okay. Sounds good.
So after we get our first algorithmic stablecoin, the big question is, when do we get our real life pegged stablecoin? And we're all looking at the core team for that. But yeah.
USH is pegged to the dollar, so it is going to be a stablecoin like DAI that is going to be pegged to the dollar.
Just before you answer, can you just explain what's the difference between the algorithm stablecoin and the real backed stablecoin, just to be sure that everyone understands what is it about? And after Arno, you will be, of course, able to answer.
Yeah. So to go to this and make it simple, let's say that you have two types of stablecoins: centralized stablecoins and decentralized stablecoins. Centralized stablecoins like USDC or USDT, they are handled by centralized entity and they are backed by real world assets or currencies, but all the reserve funds are not on chain. So you have several centralized risks that can come with those type of stablecoins. Once since transparency is not built in. On the contrary, decentralized, we can call them algorithmic stablecoins like DAI on Ethereum, or like USH that is coming on MultiversX. Everything is built on chain, and you have smart contracts making sure that whenever those stablecoins are minted, they are collateralized, usually over collateralized by assets, digital assets on chain, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ether, or EGLD. And every minting and repaying all your loans, redeeming, everything happens on chain transparently. So it is why we call them algorithmic stablecoins. It's because they are handled algorithmically created, algorithmically burned, to make sure that they keep their peg 1-1 to the dollar.
Yeah, and as you say, even through the algorithmic stablecoins, there's a lot of different kinds. We have, as you said, Ash would be closest to the DAI, which uses other assets. When we have others, which, for example, and that's why, like, I know it has kind of a bad reputation because of Terra Luna, but that is a very specific kind of algorithmic stablecoin that is only counting on itself, basically, because it only counts on a secondary token generated by the same entity. So in that sense, quite centralized too. While here, as you say, like with DAI, you're kind of also backing on, as you were saying, the more traditional stablecoins, because I guess part of the treasury is also held in USDC and USDT, like DAI.
I have a question, Arno, regarding the Archy. If we have 2 minutes more, Jerem?
Yeah, definitely. To be completely transparent with you, Archy is not answering me, so I hope everything's fine. So in the meantime, of course, we can speak about this topic any longer.
Okay. No, because I mean, I'm also a user of Hatom, and I would advise. No, it's not an advice. I would support everyone using the
protocol. Have a good experience.
but this is not a financial advice, but whatsoever. I think it's a really good platform. That's something that was missing in the ecosystem. But just to come back on the Hush, I mean, like, what would be the approach that the user should do? I mean, let's say that you have, like you described, you have €1,000 in USDC at the moment at 23%, with a full booster. What would be the approach with the Hush? And how do Hatom plan to make like different stablecoin living on their platform, taking consideration that the Hush will be a favorite, I guess?
This comes down to why is it important to have a native stablecoin on MultiversX? You have 23% APY on lending USDC because you have very few liquidity on USDC. So that's why the APY is so high. So it's good for people who bring in USDC and lend USDC. But the truth is, having so few liquidity on stablecoins on MultiversX is a problem for the development of the ecosystem. So I will just give you an example. Let's take the example of a project that today has a big treasury in e-gold. So, a project that has $1 million worth of e-gold in its treasury. The problem is for this project is they have absolutely no solution to leverage their treasury to create, to capture the fund, to acquire the fund to pay for their day-to-day expenses without selling EGLD. So this is a problem because, EGLD is at 25, 26, and that project is hoping that, EGLD is going to go back up. So they don't want to sell their EGLD because the cost of doing this it would be massive.
Just to precise also for people listening, I mean, like when these projects are doing that, usually they are sending it on exchange, centralized exchange like Binance, and that's what dropped the price of the token. I mean, they don't sell on X exchange that kind of liquidity usually.
Yeah.
They move it to Binance to sell it, and that's what you describe. I mean, just to precise, that project at the end just dump the token to pay for their bills, while here they can do something different, I guess.
Yes, they will be able to. So there's two things. Either this project decides to slow down its development because they don't want to burn their EGLD treasury, or as you said, they sell the EGLD treasury and it's sell pressure for the token. Tomorrow they will have another solution with USH because they will be able to come on Hatom to collateralize a part of their treasury in EGLD and to mint USH without selling EGLD. And so they will have, so let's say that you come in, you need 100K. They come in, they put, I don't know, 400K in EGLD on Hatom, and they can create, you know, up to 250, 300K in USH. And so then they have the actual cash to create, to maintain, you know, their project on day to day.
Yeah, so
without
in
selling
fact,
the EGLD.
yeah, instead of deciding to sell immediately, they say, okay, we plan that in any case, the eagle will go up. So by avoid to lose the benefit that they could have done. But again, we arrive on the same mechanism that if you go down, they get liquidated and lose.
Yeah,
do we
that's
know
why-
already the percentage? For example, $100 of eagle, how much Hush do I get?
We do have internally, but those numbers are not, you know, as if I don't have a final say, I can't say. So
Okay, no, it's fine. I'm just asking if I missed the news or whatever. I mean, it's not.
No, you didn't miss the news. But yeah, it's a good way to and you can plan it, you know, in a way that is. This is risk management, of course, but I mean, if you have if you need 100K US in stable coins and you have $1 million in EGLD in your treasury, you shouldn't be, unless you know, like the token is going to zero, you shouldn't be taking too much risk in creating 100K USH through this mechanism. So it is a crazy way to unlock vast amounts of liquidity for the ecosystem, push the ecosystem to develop, and creating more revenue possibilities for people who want to increase the liquidity on the ecosystem. So it is needed, massively needed.
It's also it open.
And to your second question about you know, having multiple stablecoins cohabiting, it's not a problem. You know, we're going to have liquidity pools with all the stablecoins in the same liquidity pool: USDC, USDT, USH, so that, you know, people can exchange them. This is not going to change. It's just USH should be way more liquid and have way more liquidity, deep liquidity on USH than on the other two, because you can create them on chain, so you don't have to bridge them, etc., etc.
No, that's nice. I mean, like, that's really nice. That means also that next bull run, instead of selling my gold on Binance to get USDC, I can mint Hush to play them. I mean, like, instead of selling them and get them back all at the end with the benefits on top.
Exactly.
Next bull run. Jerem,
so Jerem, where's the cow master?
Okay, I'm afraid. You know what? I don't have any answers. So
no way.
yeah, it happens, and I think he had a problem because yesterday he posted about the space of today, and he was eager about it. But it's okay. In the meantime, Archie arrives or not, I invite all the listeners, all the watchers to ask us all the questions that you may have in the comment. It can be about DeFi, it can be about the ecosystem, it could be about the business, the technology, it can be about a project in particular, or of which maybe you would like to have our opinion, since we are pretty involved in the ecosystem for years now. And from my part, guys, I'm going to ask you two questions.
Yeah,
Philippe,
we're just like, oh no,
no,
what's coming?
the first one will be very nice, but it will be it will be interesting for people that maybe have a doubt or questions or anything. So, guys, why are you bullish on MultiversX for 2025? Which part of the project, the company, the roadmap is the most bullish to stand apart in 2025? Can be a project, can be the tech, can be the business, can be the vision, can be anything. Who wants to start?
I mean, I can shot.
Let's go.
Okay, so alors me, I mean, I'm focusing on one aspect, I think, for 2025. I mean, even if there's a lot of things around, but that would be for me is a sovereign chain. I mean, it's still a little abstract on how things will be adopted and how things can be used by different companies and institutions. But basically, I mean, for people that don't know, a sovereign chain is the capacity to deploy with the MultiversX technology a similar chain, okay, using the same protocol, but is fully interoperable with the main one, but on which you have full power. Enfin, on which you can have full power if you want, but you can make it fully permissionless. You can configure it as much as you want. So that's allowed, in fact, actors to deploy their own blockchain. And I would like to come back because that's just the explanation. And I think in the next years, I mean, we had a lot of trends in blockchain, okay, the NFTs, the meme coins, the RWA, the polymarket thingy, like there's trends coming and leaving, but there's not really a product staying at the end. What stays the technology, okay? And that said, I think in the future, I mean, and the adoption of blockchain will not go through public blockchain, I think. It will go through app-dedicated blockchain. So, for example, if I'm Ubisoft or I'm a big company like Microsoft, I don't want to be relying on one actor. So either I go for all the publics, okay, all the big blockchain to deploy solution for my customers, or at the end, what I'm seeing coming is a capacity to deploy a blockchain as a service, like a database. At the end, the blockchain is a database with cryptographic access and a lot of different features around programmability and whatsoever you want. But at the end, basically, it's a database. And I think in 2025, if things start to get serious with institution and company, they will be looking, in fact, and how to create their own blockchain that they can customize with their rules and still be able to interoperable with the open ecosystem. And that's where MultiversX match a lot of cases. So that means that sovereign chain, for me, that will be the capacity for company to get adoption not on using a blockchain with one smart contract to do one little marketing things about a brand or just a thing aspect, but really create service that they own and that they control and that they maintain over the time. So, so for me, that would be really the next step. I hope 2025, but could take a little longer. But for me, that's really the point. So the main access on MultiversX, really the main adoption will not come by trends, I think, on the blockchain, but by the technology itself. And that's what I hope for 2025 is the rise of more and more sovereign chain, even if people don't understand really what are the beneficiary goal, what are the money, why the price we should go up and all these things. That's not the point. The point is that the technology is adopted. There's more and more builders using it, and the standard become more and more the norm on the industry. And that's where the blockchain will win, I think. You do not talk about MultiversX, you just talk about blockchain technology.
Okay, maybe someone wants to answer or to challenge this position?
It's
I
fun,
would-
Jerem, because yesterday we had a conversation about
I don't
and
remember.
yeah. But we didn't even synchronize with Philippe, and some of his elements came out and turned out to be exactly the same that I mentioned yesterday. And we didn't even talk. We don't ever talk about this with Philippe. So I'm pleased
Not in
to
a long
see that the
time.
giga brain like this one agrees with me, because it means that I'm not crazy. But
Or you're both.
that's also a possibility.
If we're all crazy, it's not craziness. It's just normal. I mean,
Joachim, you were about to say something, no?
Yeah, if my internet connection allows. I'm going to add kind of like on top of what Philippe said. I'm not going to restart the whole sovereign chain. The sovereign chain is a very is a big part of why I'm bullish about 2025. In addition to that, we do have the sub-second finality, which I think is massive, because one of the things we're seeing for MultiversX to be really adopted by projects and have an integration, I want to say, in real life, a blockchain transaction should be nearly as quick as pinging a regular server. There should be close to no latency for the user. While here, if we think about cross-chain transactions, we can wait up to like 30 seconds, even a minute sometimes, which obviously can freeze the progress of something happening in an app or whatever for quite a time. So even the 1 second finality without thinking about sub-second is already a massive step. And I'm going to join Philippe in everything that has to do with like, it would even go further. I believe that we are closer and closer to getting the tools needed for users, regular consumers to interact with MultiversX daily without even realizing they're interacting with a blockchain. That the decision to use blockchain technology is taken by projects, companies, and gives the benefits without having to explain which blockchain they are on, etc. It just becomes a default. So and also it seems to be a more alignment of the core team of focusing on building the infrastructure and helping more projects to build their own solutions instead of having both.
I mean, after that's the role of the foundation, I think. I mean, that's really, like you say, for me, that's one of the main revolution, the sovereign chain. Even if there's a lot of stuff like the dynamic NFTs, there's a lot of things coming, but that's another subject. The top are the sovereign chain, and I think that's where the foundation is currently focusing, adding more core functionalities. The finality, the NFT, dynamic, the wrap EGLG that is not required anymore. All these different elements, in fact, are really required for people to deploy their sovereign chain, because you don't want that people start to deploy right now and in 2 months, 6 months, 2 years, whatsoever, you have to change a lot of things, to change the protocol, and then not be allowed anymore to align with the main protocol and all the updates. And I think that's what they are currently working with Onefinity and another project, is the capacity to streamline the development. That was the question I had with Onefinity, and it kind of answered quite nice, is the capacity to streamline the development of the main core resources, okay, and that people can fork information out of it for create their own blockchain, but still continue to upgrade and rebase, if I can use the real term, from the core project, and that will be a new mechanism in terms of blockchain. I think instead of using an SDK that kind of really limits, you reuse the same code with a configuration thingy on top.
Why do you find the SDK to be limiting? I mean, the SDK can be updated to make you pull the latest version. So I would actually say that I remain more confident on the needs of building proper SDKs that give more customization than.
No, what I mean, I wrongly explained myself. Sorry, not the SDK. My point was the fact that in fact you have your own independent chain instead of being part of an ecosystem being forced.
You're not forced to update straight away if you have breaking change, etc. Yeah, no, for sure. I 100% join.
So that means that tomorrow I'm Ubisoft with a small, without even buying Eagle, I can like run my own private blockchain, make all my smart contract, make all my tests on intern, even run a beta without even thinking about buying one Eagle.
Yeah.
And that's
Ubisoft is going down the drain right now, but yes.
That's one of the reasons, and that's why I was saying that the approach of MultiversX is different than the rest of blockchain, because the rest of blockchain want to attract people on their chain with all their constraints. So they try to remove some constraint, create like a narrative, in fact, that fit their approach. While MultiversX is not the only one, but is more in kind of, what do you need technologically talking? Can we implement it for you? And then you can use it. But in terms of delayed, in terms of time, as a user, you don't see it happening. The thing...
Yeah. Do we have like 5 more minutes, Jerem? Because I would love to share something.
Definitely. Archie will be with us in 5 minutes, the time he takes a coffee. So yes, go ahead.
Froze.
Go, Joachim. Do you want to share something on the screen? On t'entend, hein, Joachim parle.
Joachim has frozen.
We can hear you. We can see you. Everything's working perfectly.
If I can jump in here, there's something that today the MultiversX ecosystem is paying, and paying a hard price, I would say, because of a choice they made to in the way they were building the foundation, the infrastructure, very differently than some other what we can call legacy ecosystems like Ethereum. We had this conversation with Foudre 2 days ago, and he really he enlightened me about this topic. You see in the major ecosystems, the main building trend is infrastructure. All the big money, every company, the major ones are building infrastructure. But why are they doing that? It's because they're not solving the problem of an actual user. They are solving the problem of the actual infrastructure. And I believe that VCs and the money that is being invested is not doing their proper job, because they believe that the opportunity is in building infrastructure on top of existing flawed infrastructure. And once this is done, there will be the actual opportunity of serving users by building applications, etc., etc.
I totally agree.
My gut feeling about this is that, MultiversX is today paying this heavily because they decided to build and to carry the infrastructure by themselves, and always trying to build a flawless infrastructure so that builders on top of it don't have to come and build patches and add-ons and etc., etc. So the problem is, if you're a builder and you want to follow the meta trend that is happening currently in blockchain industry, which is building infrastructure, well, you can't on MultiversX. You can't. So all those builders have no interest in coming and doing so in MultiversX until now, because now with the sovereign chains, an ambitious person or an ambitious group of person could actually create a company that is, its business is to take the sovereign chain SDK and sell it and build it. Create a Web3 development agency that its business is to go out there and sell blockchain as a service business. And so you would have the development force, the biz dev force, to go out there and actually offer to companies who want to get into blockchain, actually get into blockchain for a way lower amount, a way lower cost. Because today, if you want to get into blockchain and you're going through Ethereum and you want to build your own chain, you have to start from A to Z. If you want to, it's super hard.
Joachim?
So
Yeah, so it's a part of what we discussed last week with Joe. We were talking a lot about the fact that MultiversX can't do everything themselves, and that we need verticals, and one of those verticals is being able to sell infrastructure ready to go, kind of like big to build in a sense. But in addition to that, I also think we're seeing with sovereign chains, we're seeing that we now are going to be able to have specialized companies that build verticals and have their own biz devs, have their own relationships, and can grow the network. So if we take the example of Cyber Network, which is going to focus purely on gaming, and we can maybe expect to see more gaming projects being attracted to MultiversX through Cyber Network, because they suddenly have a full team, full resources that are fully focused on solving the headaches of gaming. I was in a conference on Solana, for example, that had, I think it's called Magic Block, which is an SDK specialized in gaming on Solana, and it makes building games on Solana, I guess, so much more easier. So we could expect the same from Cyber Network directly. But anyway, we have Archie here, so I'm going to stop rambling.
Good morning.
Thank
Good morning.
Morning, Archie.
Hello, Archie. And before moving to our today's guest, Archie, a little bit late, but better late than never, as we say here. I'd like to thank our last sponsor of the month, which is eApes. It's one of the oldest NFT projects still alive on MultiversX, and the new team has been fighting for almost 2 years to keep this project alive with the raffles and hard work on their open world. And they are offering $25 in their token, the eApes, to one of you who quote tweet the link of the space on X. So yeah, thank you eApes for this. And now we welcome Archie. Archie, it's not your first time on GM Web3. You already came when you were named as a new CEO. It was a few months ago, but it's your first in video. So welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. Sorry for the delay. The reason is I watched the Bitcoin video on film
On HBO, yes. We spoke about
exactly
it.
at the launch hour. I woke up in the morning and then I felt asleep and my phone died. And I also spent I'm not gonna lie, I also spent 30 minutes to search for the meme coins that are done on that subject and see what was the story with them. I'm pretty much sure that the trenches didn't sleep at all in this period. And interesting to see. My let's say one line opinion is that it was a team, not somebody alone. Not sure if I'm giving you previews from the movie, but I'd recommend you the history presented there is very, very interesting. I knew a part of it I was not aware at all. And if you ask me, the timing right now with this movie and everything is perfect, because it's we are pre a new bull run, basically. That's what I think. And presenting the entire history and making it available for everyone, and understand, so everyone understands all the parts of the equation. is a quite a good thing that could be attracting retail investors in the game.
So you would say that the documentary paints a positive light on Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in general? I haven't watched it, so
I do believe so. Yeah, it presents all the things around Bitcoin, including the principles, including like the base things at the crypto world and at the blockchain world, and those basically are positive by default, which makes me think it could be seen as that. Very good. I was they made the marketing around it made me very curious in the past days. That's why I woke up at those hours. And yesterday, the entire my friends, let's say from the trenches, everybody was pinging me. Who do you think it was? There were various names. There were markets on Poly Market. They were betting one against another, things like that. Yeah.
Okay. Let's speak a little about you, Archie. Can you just introduce yourself briefly for people that doesn't know you, because the show is available on YouTube in replay, and maybe some people doesn't know you. So can you, just briefly introduce yourself, and after we'll speak about the different adventures and the vision of MultiversX nowadays.
Sure. So I'm Sorin, by nickname Archy. I'm in the crypto space since 2017. So I already have two bulls, two bears, in my backpack, so to say. I as my specialism, let's say, I'm in the marketing side of. I was in Web2 in the marketing side. Since 2017, I was involved with different types of jobs and products. Most of them in the product or marketing side. My in my background, I've been working for fiat on off ramps, for exchanges, for I don't know, various products that were built around in the crypto world. But also I was involved with various and multiple NFT projects, which when I discovered, they became my passion, so to say. I think I bought my first NFT in 2020, and I liked a lot the degen side of things. I liked a lot that there was basically no barrier in between the team and the community was actively involved in participating in developing the actual project. When I discovered that, I spent lots of time in the NFT world, and I've been from community manager to I don't know, copywriter, to assistant to the team marketing, in the marketing department. I did creative marketing for various projects, and I can say that I felt in love with this side, because it's let's say combining my creative skills as well. Now, fast forward to newer days. We've been
First, just about Coco, 2-3 Labs, and Smooth. Of course, MultiversX community loved Coco when it launched. A lot of MultiversX members still loves the art, but of course there are many questions about how the project is now. But maybe first, can you tell us briefly how was the Coco adventure for during the first year and a half? For example, how did you live this? Did you know that it would work, or it was a total surprise? And after, we'll deep dive in the multi-chain ambition with the Smooth journey. But first, about Coco, maybe
Yeah. So we in fact we are very close to Cow's second birthday. The moment when we started thinking about the project, it's something in around 10 days from now. The first moment when we entered the office with the precise purpose of launching Cow. So we the entire thing was that basically we decided to build what's called an Web3 digital studio, and we thought that the easiest way to go to market to go to market with a digital studio is through an NFT collection. Which could be later on also bringing us inbound leads. Therefore, that's how we establish the fact that we are going to do Cow NFT on MultiversX. We were 100% sure that it's gonna make it, because this was something. It was like a low hanging fruit, and nobody was tapping this thing at all. Nobody was building an utility, a project with the utility as being the community. So everything revolving about it. Here, everything was, or almost everything was, let's say, in the utility part of NFTs, with various types of tools or various types of things done. Therefore, when we came with Cow, it was quite easy for us to gain the market share, to gain the entire attention. We were, let's say, I think GRM, if you might remember well, we were also controversial because we didn't want to say anything about what we are doing.
We argued about this at the beginning. I remember.
We did it on purpose. It was quite easy for us, so to say, and we knew our biggest advantage is that we had lots of connections from other chains that we knew they are going to support us. Now, one interesting thing, I think I've said it in the past, but one of the most interesting things was the fact that we were tempted at the moment to not come on MultiversX anymore. Why? Because our reach grew so high, pre-announcing where we are coming, that we got contacted by many teams that were trying to, let's say, take us to various other places. One of them was Cardano. We never did, we never gave them a chance with Cardano, but on the other hand, we were proposed by a major project on Ethereum to come and be incubated by them and go on Ethereum, like go on the main stage. Luckily, I'd say we kept on our roadmap. We went and we announced coming on MultiversX. Moment in which we've lost few hundred persons from the Discord that basically never heard about it. I still have some print screens, in that we laugh on, let's say, internally, with saying, "What the fuck is this Eldron?" Various things. Whoever heard about it, we were like most of them didn't hear about. And it was, let's say, hard for us to explain them, but we basically converted many of them. I think that from the very first moment, from the very beginning, we have had at least, I don't know, 20%, 300 persons who never ever had anything else on MultiversX but created the wallet for Cow. So let's say objective
Completed.
Completed.
Yeah. Archie, can you talk a bit about, like, you were one of the projects who went cross-chain ambitiously with the Smooth on Polygon. Can you talk about, like, this experience as a whole? What made you want to try, and then what have you learned, from going there?
Yeah, sure. So for us, this was a second step in our adventure to onboard new people on in MultiversX. I mean, for a project of NFTs like ourselves, it's the number of people in the community is highly important, very important. If that number drops, it's the most affected parts of an ecosystem are the NFT projects. It's that easy. So we have had to continue onboarding new people and attracting new people in this chain. And the method that we proceeded for was this, like going and making marketing at their home. This was one of the hardest subjects in these regards, was choosing that place. We've chosen Polygon, which was let's say another easy place to conquer. We spoke with the team at the Polygon directly. We have had their support, some marketing parts done for ourselves. So it was, let's say, also quite easy to conquer that land as well. At the mint was the moment when we realized that that house is not so let's say too big. There are not too many people to onboard. In fact, we have onboarded 300 more with a huge effort. Also, work. Also,
so when you say we have onboarded 300 people more, it means that you have people from MultiversX following you, going there to mint because they believed in Calcout. But then on top of this, native people from Polygon, 300 people.
Exactly. It was 320 something, 21.
So I would assume that
after working 3 months,
client acquisition cost was very bad on this operation.
After working 3 months, this was the result. Meaning that okay, Smooths for us was also an income source because we have sold some in the pre-sale to new communities and things like that. But after making the line, it was huge work for terrible like for we were on minus with that, and only 300 people more excited to see what's going on with Smooths. But now here our main problem was we are not technical savvy. I don't know, we are not that kind of NFT project that we go and build. I don't know, we build systems to for I don't know, complex things. No, our let's say main skills are combining let's say the community side with the technical side, with the branding side, creating emotions in Web3. Therefore, we are working with third parties mostly in regards to the development, and the third parties that we have chosen to work with on Polygon didn't deliver at all. Like we were delayed with all the technical things. When they came, they were terrible bad. And this was the thing that we didn't take into consideration. We have had very good experience with the technical teams on MultiversX. Obviously, we were very well connected here. We got the best people. I want to thank them if they listen to this. Very good always for everything. While we went there, we didn't have so many connections. We got some teams from the chain, but like way worse than what we had here, and that this was not a factor that we didn't take into consideration. This part got us delayed for 2 months with the smooth staking. When it came, it was bugged. This was the bad part. Otherwise, even with the hard work, let's say what we did with Smooth was very, very good. And plus the moment when we went on Polygon, with the entire attention that we have had and everything in that regards, we the engine on the engine on Polygon was working, meaning that we got 10 projects at least from that ecosystem willing to partner up with us in various purposes. If we are speaking about getting our community to like Cow Army part, or either I don't know, having looking to work with us as Tutti Labs for various marketing services or anything in these regards. It was that was a part of the plan to expand on Polygon and get new partners and leads from there, and it worked at the beginning. Later on, the entire focus on Polygon, let's say, changed entirely, and NFTs there were also left behind with no interest in that regard.
Joachim has a question for you.
Yeah, so if you were to start again from scratch, Jeremy is having way too much fun with the controls.
I really want to be able to change the setup, but I can't definitely. Sorry, go ahead.
I think you need to practice a bit more offline. But yeah, so if you were to start again from scratch from the initial funds raised through Be Here or Launchpad, would you have changed the way you did with, as you said, like the technical part by maybe having a dev or two in the team as a cost, or you still think it was the right decision to fully use third parties for that, both on MultiversX and when you decided to go cross-chain?
I wouldn't change it at all. Like, we have had one technical person always with us. That was basically acting as the CTO that has been worked with the devs directly. I don't believe like for an NFT project you need more than that. In the end, if you are going to choose the right partners, your objectives will be done. I wouldn't change that. The one CTO with us, it's enough for an NFT project, if you ask me.
Okay, it's a very interesting point, because if I can give my personal opinion, I minted and was holding a Cow, and you had the staking platform, you had the move, etc. You were moving at a very good, without any bad wordplay, at a very good pace in the face of releasing features, and then you announced, which was a very big moment, the gala. And I know I am overly technical aware, and I believe the beauty of NFTs, etc., is the part that is like it's fully on chain through ownership, etc. And for me, and I realized that very few had the same sentiment as me, but the gala was a bit of a letdown on a technical point of view, because the reveal itself wasn't on the website. We had to go on Xoxno to see it. The image isn't stored on chain. I checked; it comes from an API stored by Xoxno. So the only thing, the only technical thing that was happening on the gala was that we were basically sending 500 moves to a smart contract with the nonce of our NFT, and then in the back end it would show or not, because I know that if you put a nonce that wasn't upgraded, the API wouldn't respond, or there was like nice try or something like that. But yeah, I'm messing around too much with stuff. Anyway, like, there was the possibility, in my humble opinion, to do much more and to showcase the technological capabilities on MultiversX that went during that gala, and it kind of, for me, set the tone on your, as you said, like your priorities of being more community driven and putting maybe less resources into pure technical cases.
Everything is correct what you said about the gala. The thing is that it was our option to do it this way, not change the NFT at all, not alter the NFT, the original collection of NFTs. That's why with not on chain image hosted in coming from the API with all the things. But the thing that we wanted to show to the audience here, which was never seen like before of us, was the digital experience side with the entire presentation of the gala. If you remember, you have had the line first time, then you have had the launch moment. You have had an entire experience with that spectacular graphical user interface, with the entire with those pictures displayed there and so on. We have, let's say, our intent there was to explain to show to everyone what a digital experience is. From the front end perspective, we believe it was spectacular. Believe me, expensive it was. And with us, let's say, focusing on our part, on the art, on the storyline, on everything, and not so much on the backend side. But I do believe that we've got to our objectives with that. Most of our community, more than 90%, said responded that they'd never seen something like that in the like a digital experience with the entire thing created there, plus the results in regards to the price action and everything were awesome.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think, like, as you said, like the artwork and the storytelling has always been something that I think no one has ever doubted you on, and you've always been on point on that. So no, it was more like on the purely technical, because by the end of the day, even like I 100% agree with, like, the community is a very important thing, the storytelling, etc. But the difference of you, like the whole reason we can do NFT projects and we can do those community projects is because we have this technology. Without this technology, we would just be hosting, we would just have a website with this is your JPEG. And so I'm more on the side that, like, maybe that we should push the technical boundaries. And that's where you could have also been one of the first to have a properly evolving NFT on MultiversX.
Yeah, we didn't want to alter that, but on a side note, you might see the Gala V2 with a lot more backend things. That's the plan. We still didn't take all the decisions, but that should be the part of our next chapter at Kaukai, which is the bad guys.
Archie, that's actually good, because it's a smooth transition with the next phase of this interview. We talk about smooth transition. Yes. Yes. We know with the collection smooth. Yes. We know, GRM. We talked about the past. Now, can we talk about the now? What are you guys? What are the plans? What can you tell us? What's the direction?
So it's we've been working hard in the past months. In fact, we have grown our team. So 2-3 Labs right now is I don't know, we are 12 people in the team, working on a day-by-day I don't know, working like an actual corporation, if you want. It's we've grown a lot the part that let's say the services part. With 2-3 Labs, we have went into doing various types of services for projects. Here, speaking from entirely joining projects as the operational team for the go-to-market, to marketing, I don't know, branding, communication, everything in this marketing related departments. Eventually, even going into that part with incubating from the start the project and taking it from step 0 to the entire launch. This is what exactly what we were doing in the past months. This is what we have focused on and grew a lot, let's say, on this side with 2-3 labs. Being in a waiting stance with Cow, the waiting stance is quite simple. It's a moment when we are seeing that the activity on chain and not the activity on chain, the activity of the community of MultiversX is at its low. The number of people still active here is at its low, and everything is at the low. Now we are seeing this as a moment of let's say crucially important for MultiversX. And it's not that there's not a possibility that one NFT project like ourselves drives the entire adoption on the chain. I think that realistically speaking, Cow in the past 1 year and a half might have brought the biggest number of persons in the community from the entire blockchain. I'm let's say practically speaking about this number, people that have been part of our community, not necessarily bringing evangelists of MultiversX that are posting each day, wow, my tech is better than yours. Okay, this could be a fact that we have produced new persons in the chain. It's not possible that one single project, one small NFT project drives this adoption. Please.
Yeah, hello. No, big fan. I mean, I'm not a big fan of NFT project. I mean, that's something, but that's personal. I mean, everybody know that. I'm more tech guys, and I have a hard time seeing like the creation of community and everything. But I mean, you're doing that well, and it's something common. So well done on that. My question would be really about like technology. I mean, like right now you are on MultiversX. I mean, like my point of view is like it's one of the most advanced technically talking, I mean, for a lot of different aspects. And there is a lot of things that have been released and will be released in the coming months regarding NFTs, like dynamic NFTs, the reduction of the, whatever. So most important for our subject right now is the dynamic NFTs. So for example, I can imagine that I can exchange my hat, for example, with another Cow, so we can have our hat exchanging. Like there's a lot of mechanism that you can put in place. Do you have plans for that? Do you plan, because I understand that you cannot drive the entire adoption of the blockchain, but you can be kind of a beacon in how the technology and how the protocol itself can help a project leverage and make a difference between others.
Yeah, this is something that we plan to do, and we have various things, let's say, prepared in that direction. But my let's say our problem is a little bit different, if you want. If we are going to still addressing to this number of persons and to this community, there is no growth. There's no possibility for growth here. Impossible.
Yeah, but you need to attract. Don't you think that adding mechanisms that are not available on other chain could be a way to attract more people?
No, it's not like this kind of technical things are not the things that are attracting the population.
Okay.
It's a bit interesting because you did the dress room, which was quite inspired by youths, if I'm not wrong, which is kind of close to what Philip was describing. Like on youth, you could, and with you too, you can create a PNG of your cow wearing different outfits, changing, etc. And now we will suddenly be able to actually do that, and kind of like you could have a button who can like stores it on chain. And exchanging, trading, etc. And youths, for example, grew in popularity and grew in social presence, as you're saying, thanks to the dress room and many other things. But like I do kind of join Philip in saying that there are features that in their own, like the whole technical background of it, are not going to bring people, but the utilities that it can bring, in my opinion, is definitely something that can drive adoption.
No, I agree with the dressing room and everything, but let me tell you the story with youth. We have had D-Gods. D-Gods went so the first two directions DGOS took got DGOS under the mint price. Okay, it was 3 sol for their mint. It was they got to 2.9 floor. Okay, first two. Then the next one, the one with the token, brought DGOS to the absolute top of I don't know 600 sol or something like that floor price. They were receiving a token. Okay, the token at the max, it was $400 per day. No, like the technical side is only let's say maintaining the hype. The hype is being created to making people money and to creating experience for those people. Like I think we all know from this from this space, from this conference, that about their drinking from the shoe. That's an actual thing for the goods entirely. Now they bought a basketball team. Come on. So that's what creates hype and drives the adoption. Not the small mini technical things. That's not important.
Yeah, but
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, just to sorry, because one thing that I think should be taken consideration by your team also is like if you have the capacity to showcase the way that you are using the dynamic NFTs, that you have other way to implement and other way to create solution and features for the users. In fact, all this, so this technicity and this experience that you can have can help other projects create more complex solution on the chain. You can also become more like as a development studio, if I could say, that help other NFT projects to create on something similar and adopt the same technology. So I think it's too easy to say, I mean, and even more on the position that you are currently as a Coco, as one of the leader NFT project on MultiversX. I mean, and that's totally fair. I think you are also a part to play in the adoption and in bringing more people. So that means that you are here, you are in the ecosystem. You have a place that is recognized. You have a place on any event. Every stuff is open to you, and people know your project. So that's important, I think. And for me, you need to become a beacon, like for other projects, on why did you choose MultiversX. There is pro, there is cons. And I think one of the pros that you can sell and being these leaders in technological adoption and maybe tomorrow in developing NFT project for other solution and other initiative could give you this place on helping the adoption, increasing your level in expertise, and still your collection will have value because you can interconnect it with all the projects that you are currently doing. I mean, don't you think it would be? I mean, no. I mean,
I get your perspective and I do agree with it. It's just I want to highlight something. This would mean that Cow would basically go with the flow in what happens on MultiversX, and it would, let's say, would make us align with everything else that's happening. If the chain will fail, then we will fail. In this scenario that you are saying, okay, we will fail. I don't believe in that this will attract people.
Okay, no, it's fair. I understand your point of view.
Archie, if I can ask you a question, why do you think people love NFT projects like Cow? And I put you in the same, category as DGods, those type of projects that, from what I saw in the history of Cow, you create experiences, you gather people, you build a community. Why do you think people love NFT projects like this?
This goes with my perspective on NFTs. So I do believe that NFTs are that part of crypto with soul. Okay, having a heart. Now, taking as an example tokens or coins, if we're speaking about layer ones, you are going to be part of that community, but in the end, the distance in between you and actually the team that's working on that is quite big. Okay, now at NFTs, the difference in between you are literally becoming part of the creation of that brand. Okay, we have listened to any opinion from day zero to now in regards to Cacao development, Cacao the brand implementation, what we can do, trying various verticals and so on. Okay, that's the thing that attracted me, and that's the thing that I think attracts the most. The entire thing here is the entire let's say beauty here is to create a nice brand that's attractive to people, that would make them want to contribute to it. That's the thing here, and we did it with Cacao. It was attractive. It is still attractive. There are lots of people still coming with ideas what we should do and what verticals. It's just, I'm telling you, the thing here with the token, the thing here with the technical part and becoming the beacon on the on this chain, it means that we would align, and and our life would not depend. Our life would depend based on the performances of the chain, which I'm telling you, speaking here from the outside, are terrible. Like at this moment, the number of people here. I just want to give you a number of.
I mean, just go look at the Explorer, and it's not true. The number of active users have been growing.
Listen to me.
I listen
have
to you.
12 leaders in the for Cacao. Okay, 12 leaders, 2 per country, various countries. 9 of them, 1 year and a half ago, 9 of them do not want to hear about MultiversX again. 9 out of 12. It's okay, 75%.
What are the reasons?
They left it the ecosystem. They went to other places to search for possibilities of I don't know, growing. This
So,
is hard truth.
I think something is a bit strange here. When I've been involved in NFT projects, and the reason why I've been involved in NFT projects sometimes is because they touched me, they moved me, they made me feel something. And I had NFTs on Ethereum and I had NFTs on MultiversX. And the only reason why I went to those NFT projects was their communication, their branding, the emotion that they made me feel on X. I didn't care about, the tech stack or whatever. I mean, creating a wallet for someone who already has 6 wallets is just creating one more wallet. It's not the technical limitation. So, I mean, I hear when, like a platform like AshSwap has issues growing because what they are doing is being done 100 times on all the other chains. So, ultimately you're competing on yield. But you guys, as you said, you have a soul, and your capacity to grow is directly connected to what is the story you're telling. And this is way bigger than MultiversX. The platform to grow for you is social media. So I'm a bit, I find it a bit strange that you say we're limited by MultiversX, because to me, this is not where you grow from.
Hear me out. So we have had at max immediately after mint, we have went into the direction of 2,000 unique holders. That was for 1 month. Okay, in reality, we have had 1,500 holders with our performances. Okay, we did 10 times the price. We deployed the token. Everybody who would have, depending on their place, we have people. We've made people rich from Cacao. What are we speaking about here on the chain? There are multiple people that made lots of money with Cacao. So who didn't want to come to our to us, and who didn't want to play our game? didn't buy, but everybody on the chain knew about us. Okay, 1,500 people at max. Okay, this is the reality. 1,500 people at max. It's in total. I never made an updated maths on the wallets that we changed from one to another and so on. But at a certain moment, it was something like 3,000 unique wallets. So 3,000 holders of Cacao in total. With our performances, we have had the highlights for 1 year and 1.5. Okay, it's not. These are the numbers, the reality. Now, with us addressing to us even smaller, losing from this number of holders and addressing to an even smaller market, this kind of businesses don't work. This is not something that works. This is there's no possibility for you to perform as a business in this regard. The only thing that you can do is go, like Philippe was saying very well. Okay, go implement all the new technical wonders of the chain. This is the reality. I'm telling you directly. This is like you go implement all the new wonders on the chain, hoping and praying that at a certain moment people will come out of the sky here, and you to push the acceleration at that moment and get from all those new people. Otherwise, if you are just going, for us, for me as a businessman here in this case, means putting money on this continuously on this with the hope that the chain will develop. Otherwise, there is no possibility for you for none of the projects here to actually produce money. We need to go eventually to other chains, get do services for other projects, or I don't know, produce money from others aside, from which from those money to put apart in here, developing new technical things and hoping out of the sky that something will happen. This is the hard truth. I think this applies for everyone in general. It's just that they don't recognize, so to say, or eventually developing tools that bring you let's say monthly revenues. That's not sustainable on the long run, and that also means that you need to go to follow the flow and get incomes from other chains. But sustainably speaking, about a business like an NFT project here, it's not.
I mean, Archie, sorry to interrupt you, but if from what I'm hearing, you're saying that your project is doomed. Because basically, whenever I hear someone, a business owner, saying, I'm not responsible of acquiring my clients, it is another platform, another audience, it is the responsibility of someone, but I can't grow if they don't do the acquisition job. I mean, my advice is get away from that business, because if you don't own the way to acquire your clients, then how are you going to grow? You don't own the equation to grow.
This is what we are doing since the last spring, and I think here once again, besides leading the way, we brought the biggest amount of liquidity from outside the ecosystem to inside the ecosystem. We are fighting for everyone here, so to say. Meaning that with Cacao Army, we are doing various type of reach services or engagement services that get us, let's say, money from outside the ecosystem that we are basically putting to the population here. Besides, obviously, the fact that gets us huge visibility, and also got us various new users. This is one of the aspects that we started doing. And on top of this, I'm telling you facts. I'm not telling you that we are giving up, nor that we are doomed. I'm analyzing the hard truth here, and obviously that we still have cards in the cards to play.
Okay, so if we reformulate and if we understand well there is a glass ceiling on MultiversX, which means despite all your efforts for years now, almost 2 years, there is a glass ceiling. So my question is, why do you think MultiversX isn't attracting people when it's got DeFi now, functional and intuitive tools, nice community, um, some interesting projects? We can speak about the DeFi ones, uh, some NFTs, some consumer apps, and so on. So, why? Is it because it's Romanian and people are racists? Is it about the foundation?
For sure not. I'm a Romanian as well. I never felt this. I never felt anyone being racist with me or anything
That's
like
no,
that.
just I prefer to ask the question because some people around the world maybe say, okay, Romanian, it cannot be good because it's from Romania. Maybe some narrow-minded people can say that, and they prefer to go to American blockchain or so on. But if you don't feel it like this way, I appreciate this answer, of course. But so why do you think? There is this glass ceiling, foundation responsibility, community responsibility. I don't know. What's maybe the biggest um,
We've failed going on any trend. The chain has failed going on any trend in the past few years. When Kauka, when we had the visibility and we were at 15 EGLD floor, that was the moment when everybody from the chain should have allied and promoted. Cheers, Arno, if you.
Yeah, he has to leave, but they keep going.
When we were at 15 EGLD, when everybody should have rallied with us and promoted us at let's say multi-chain level, this didn't happen. We lost on NFTs. That was the lose on NFTs. Cow's success was not sustained. Therefore, that was the lose there. Meme coin. We have had Bobber. We've sustained Bobber with personal money, with efforts, with everything A to Z. In the end, people got to a fight. Unbelievable. If you ask me. Uh, the past projects on the launchpad do not attract new people at all. There's no possibility to attract new people. Bobber didn't really go multi-chain, and the marketing there was not done. So this is one of the problems. And yeah, we have failed getting on any trend. The chain, there's no attractivity here. I think that Cow might have been one of the most profitable assets in the
Yeah,
past.
so I don't, because you focus quite a lot on community, on bringing people together and adoption, etc. And I obviously know that speculation is a massive part of Web3. I'm not going to deny that, but like purely talking about speculation doesn't match with your thing of when you're saying like the community aspect, because community is about belonging. Obviously, we want to grow our bags together, etc. 100% agreed, but to go. I want to take a few steps back, and because I see also I see for example Manter being quite active in the comments, and I appreciate he's giving him his thoughts. I see Philip also has answered him a little, but like for example, he's talking about active users growing on the chain, and he's taking the example of Sense for Fit. I could take the example of Knights of Katina, which are apps that, like, once you download them, they create a wallet for you, and obviously that increases users. We're talking therefore about users that have zero EGLD of crumbs of EGLDs because they're users, they're not investors, but they interact with the chain daily. And that is where I kind of feel like there is a bit of a disconnect, because we were talking about hype, we were talking about drinking from his shoes, and we see there is kind of like a bit of crisis in the whole community NFTs with BYC, with Youth, with D-Gods, because you are very good through your marketing, through your designs, to create hype, to create gatherings, but there is nothing that makes you come back day to day other than talk with other people. But obviously, when there isn't that many people talking, there's nothing that brings you back daily to do activities, let's say games, interactions. Like I feel like we're missing that piece in the NFT puzzle for them to be able to sustain on the long run, because hype has to die. Hype can't be sustained forever. And that's like, it's my opinion, but like, what do you, so you don't think, and that's where like the technology part comes into it again. I don't entirely agree with Philip. I don't think you, as you said, you're not a technical team, you are marketing, community, etc. So you're not the right person to implement the latest technology, sell it to others, etc. But new technology, for example, dynamic NFTs, if it's for gaming or whatever it is, allows for new use cases and allows for new utility. And again, people don't come for the technology. Instead, they come from the utility, they come from the experience. And again, I do believe we can create better experiences with better technology. Because again, all this wouldn't exist without blockchain, which is a technology in its own. So like, yeah.
True. I get your perspective, but also in this direction, like there are multiple facts to be highlighted. For example, DGOs, the thing that we are referring to, they have an important part of their brand built on let's say community events, which is actually a thing that which will in the end make, I don't know, hundreds of people just holding an NFT for that side. Things that can be applied and would be applied as well by us, by ourselves. We did.
And I want to agree with that. I think that is gatherings and like exclusivity to holders that can be redeemed both live or online are absolutely utility. And I'm not taking anything away from that. And the Cocoa Party, for example, during X Days was an example. But it's not something that is, let's say, repeated. Like it's not like you have a Cocoa gathering like physical where you're having beers and pizza every month and like people come for that. It is kind of, as of now at least, it is once off, and it's a bit the same with DGOs. They have side events during conferences. So if you are in the city of the conference, I know some people even travel for that. You can be part of it. But again, and also, I don't think, because again the floor price of DGOs at the time was extremely high. I also, it's not the same people. It's people who have access, who can, for just for fun, travel to another country just for one party. We're not there on MultiversX, at least that I'm aware of. If not, please keep me updated. But I do feel like that plays a role too, because like BayYC and all those are kind of like gatekeeping to people who can afford those kinds of luxuries. And I think it is our duty as projects to adapt to a community and adapt to a community's average wallet to make sure that we have something that keeps everyone entertained and not just an exclusive few.
True. This is also the fact why let's say we didn't do more than one events until now. In fact, we also participated to those festivals last summer. We were at Saga and Never See, where we've met with some of the holders. But otherwise, we need to be realistic on that side. But there are multiple aspects here that you highlighted, like playing games, doing entertainment things with the community will not do anything else than to let's say besides creating connection, which is evident, that's clear, we are not speaking about that, but they will get tired of that thing, and it's all about in NFTs, if you ask me, all projects should advance, should have new chapters, should do new things, to produce new experiences. That's what's about. In the meanwhile, you can combine things with these daily activities, but otherwise you need to advance to not get them bored,
I 100% agree, but that's where I think I see there's two types of advancing. I'm going to in my opinion. You have the advancing, for example, the gala. Like the gala was announced, let's say 2 months in advance, and like there was a lot of interaction towards the gala. Like there was nothing happening in those 2 months other than the staking. Obviously, like I'm saying, you didn't do anything. Obviously, there was probably a lot of things happening in the background, but like there was basically a 2 months waiting period while you were earning the moves to upgrade, and then was the event, and then was the next thing that was teased, and there was a waiting period for the next thing happening. But the thing happening has a very short time frame, and then moves on to the next. While some, as you say, I 100% agree that things need to evolve, you need to adapt to the times and the community so they don't get bored. But spending maybe more resources on doing something that lasts longer and has a longer effect than something that is very temporary is a path forward.
We've created we've created and maintained and worked with them over 200 new accounts on Twitter for the community members. Zed was working on a daily basis with these community leaders and community members on teaching them social. This was way more important than the playing games for both the ecosystem growth and our growth, because like the Twitter game, we can deny here. We are speaking about new numbers, new users. I think those can be faked easily. When we're speaking about people on Twitter, active community members, I asked the question last week. There were 3 answers that no, we are more than 500. All the other 100 answers were yes, we are way less than 500. I don't know why we are where are these numbers, new users, blah blah, coming from. The hard truth, it's not me saying. It was not me saying. Okay, I just asked. I just said my opinion, and then I invited 100 more people to tell them their opinion.
Yeah.
How is it possible that 97 say we are less than 500, and only 3 say that we are more than 500, and the numbers are growing? Where are they?
So I think there's several things, and that goes back to as we were talking about, like why MultiversX isn't being as attractive as we wish it was. So, and one of those points, which I'm just going to go past quickly, is that you need a different wallet. You can't use neither Phantom nor MetaMask. Well, now there's MetaMask Snap for MultiversX, but like I think the fact that you had to create a new wallet, get 24 new words, etc., makes you even more conscious than you're on a different chain than if you were on, let's say, an Ethereum layer 2. But to go back to that, I also think that we, Multiverse, I think we are looking at blockchain, as you say, through X, Twitter, through Discord, etc. But it's like saying, and I know we're still early, and that's why it is like that, but it's still like saying a certain company only has that many users because they only have that many likes or many comments on their Twitter posts. Like the social media presence doesn't represent the real users. It does it more in Web3 than anywhere else, without a doubt. But we're slowly moving away with new use cases, with again account abstraction through games, etc. That you're playing your game, you're interacting with the blockchain, you're sending transactions, etc. But you're not on Twitter talking about MultiversX. Maybe you don't even know you're using MultiversX. And I think that like we're going to need to change that mindset, because we have blockchain is like, we have this community part of blockchain which doesn't exist anywhere else for any other type of technology. Like you don't have supply chain management community that are just like talking about it. We're just using a technology, and what gathers people around that technology should be the underlying products, not the technology itself. So I think this is a part of adoption, that we're seeing more users on chain, but they're not being represented socially.
Yeah, I can understand that from our perspective. From my perspective here, I'm just telling you facts. 97 out of 100 people said we are less than 500 now. with only 3 saying it's more. I can understand there are let's say players that are not active, people that are not active community members, but they are interacting with the blockchain. But if you ask me, this let's say direction, this thing isn't sustainable, and socially speaking, people need to be present, and that's how this entire ecosystem will grow.
Yeah, and I think that's where like I think they both work in parallel ways. Like both can cohabitate. We can have increasing of like a community feeling, adoption on social media, and etc. At the same time, like ideally both. And I think that is where if we have to compare several chains, I think that's where Solana, for example, is one step ahead, because they have managed to have a lot of ghost users, so daily users that don't interact on social, while also having this very like tribal feeling for the whole community.
Culture. Solana wins by culture. Easy. It's easy. Even right now, the entire casino, everyone is playing in the trenches and everything right there. It's comes out of their knowledge of building culture. That it's that easy. There are few things, few specific moves that we need to recon. Like in last autumn, the biggest airdrops and the biggest things ever were on Solana. Okay, it was first this Solana, and then with it was and then it was Cosmo IBC, where there were lots of airdrops. Okay, for Solana, they have had few major ones, and right now in this second leg of the bull run, we will be having Magic Eden. There are many others to come. Where do you think these kind of money are coming from? Out of the sky? These are things that are planned very let's say cautious, in a cautious way by the entire people around that chain. Like here we are speaking about people planning on the long run, with giving the community money to reattract new people there, and then giving them possibilities of playing. It doesn't mean that on Solana we are not seeing technical advancements. If like
No, it goes hand in hand. There's definitely been massive advancements.
Exactly, these are things that are planned. It was not. These are not again fallen out of the sky. Bonk, the airdrop for all the NFT communities that revived, that kept the NFT communities alive back then. Okay,
it was and made the Sagaphone attractive, made that people bought the Sagaphone. Like it's like the marketing part. Because this is like, let's be honest, this is marketing more than anything else. Like we can call it culture. It's I call it very good marketing. Is incredible. Like there is no doubt that Solana has been very, very good at, and I want to think, as you say, that they actually are quite good at working side by side with projects on having a calendar of what they're going to announce, etc., to make sure that there is always a momentum, that like as soon as a big like project releases something, everyone is all bells and whistles on it, and it makes the impact of every single thing that happens so much bigger. And I think that is where we've lacked this unity, both with the foundation, but even as different projects. I think we've had a bit this thing of like, each project only has themselves to expand the message of what they've released and nothing else, while we could have this like megaphone of both the foundation, which has started to doing that recently, but also other projects to expand the message. And I think that would go across the borders of a chain, which it doesn't do as of now.
Yeah, late. Let's see if it's too late or if it's just late. It's that easy. Because we for Bobber we paid out of our treasury for us to get tokens. There was absolutely no intention at all about planning anything or lying and getting that we were the one lying for by paying money from our pocket and sustaining that. Okay.
Yeah, and I think that is where you have this kind of like what we call Solana culture, Solana mentality, in just like we can actually grow together by helping each other like that, which I don't want to say is missing, but could probably be better here.
Yeah. This is what I personally believe. These are my opinions. I was early in Solana. Maybe that's why this kind of mentality. I do believe that there it was let's say a little bit different, but from other perspective, when you have problems on that side, that kind of ecosystem is terrible toxic. I'm telling you. And otherwise, yeah, I still again, it's not my speech here is not about saying that we have given up or we don't have any plans or nothing at all in this direction. It's about highlighting few facts that I see that most of the people are still putting under the radar, so to say, in this ecosystem. And these hard truths have to be spoken firstly before we let's say rally forward. That's my these are my let's say visions in this regard.
You know, and honestly, it's a real pleasure discussing with you, because as you say, you've experienced it firsthand through Coco, and I hope some team members will actually have a listen to this, because as you say, I think there's a lot of valuable things that have been discussed, and I appreciate you for that.
Yeah, thank you very much. And on the other side, I'm working hard on the two three labs company in the past months. Have positioned us in a very good let's say place at this moment. Besides the fact that we are actually heading to being profitable in that on that side, on services side. We also have multiple connections in place at this moment, which could be really interesting for everybody here in the ecosystem, for ourselves, for alliances, for anything like that. We know people, we can do connections, we can help as much as possible, we can try to bring some more liquidity here, we can try to form alliances, we can try to do things. So if anyone has ideas in this regards, don't hesitate. You'll be seeing lots of the names on the 23 Labs Twitter handle. And yeah, that's my opinion, my views, and it was enjoyable. Sorry for the delay again. It was enjoyable to have this talk with you gents today.
Yeah, Archie. Another question. I mean, like, I really like the discussion. I mean, it's nice to have your point of view on that. I mean, like, it's really great. Just if I can go further away on the event, are you planning to go in Munich?
To be honest, no.
Okay.
Because it's gonna be overloaded for us in the next let's say period with the work that we have at 23 Labs. And me personally, I'm not going 100%. We are taking into consideration sending one of the team members to see what's happening around. I see that the conference is growing. It was announced to be small. The interest is around real world assets. Otherwise, it might be the case that one of us comes. If not, we will be updated and we will get all the updates from our friends and see what are the directions from there.
Okay, no, fair.
Yeah.
I mean, like
Well,
it's another. Joachim?
yeah, no. Would you say that a different theme for the X-Day satellite would have been better? I'm saying that obviously I'm deep into AWA, so I'm thrilled about it. But I'm thinking from the community, maybe like they were expecting something more community oriented. What do you think?
That's what I would see as well. And if you ask me, I find that the thing with Korea, no Korea, Muhen, and the entire thing here annoyed more the community. Not necessarily that the conference at Korea didn't happen, but the way uh, it actually went with the change and everything. If you'd ask me, Korea would have been a terrible thing because most of the community members and everybody involved here couldn't have come there. And what happened last year at X Day brought very good results for everyone involved. If you ask me, with it could have been this way from the first moment, more community oriented, and I believe that the faith would have been restored.
Yeah, so we had Robert Sasu here, like literally the day before X-Day Seoul got postponed. I think it was the day before. And
Morning, I don't know. Yeah.
we were discussing that part as you're saying, like the community tokens that like the first X-Days, which I think was before you minted, was in Paris. That was very like prestigious, very limited, quite expensive tickets. And then the year after we had Bucharest, obviously, with very accessible. And it has got me thinking in the past few weeks: was Bucharest community oriented by the core team when they planned it, etc., or was it an happy accident in a sense that because it was accessible, because obviously it was in Romania, so accessible to quite a lot of the community. Even like we had people from France that flew over only for side events. Like, was it kind of wasn't properly intended and planned by MultiversX, but it happened, and that's why we have a good time.
It was as random as are the things happening on Solana, the ones that we were speaking about. It was intended. Clearly, that was the point. The point there. Imagine how well the conference was organized. That was top notch. I've been to many.
Yeah.
I've been to many. It was top notch, high attendance. Everybody there from the chain. Everything was top notch. If you ask me at that conference, and it should have happened exactly same way. European city, any European city. No Korea Seoul dreams things. I can get. I know where is the Korea thing coming. It's not something that I do not know about. But even if everything went there perfect, it would have not counted as good as an second Bucharest thing, Europe
Yeah.
city.
I think we agree on the same. Like the idea of having adoption in South Korea is great. Having that way, like an X-Day satellite, I would actually say like the X-Day satellite in Seoul, but keeping, as you say, like the, as you say, like the memories, the experience, etc., is what makes a community. It's what creates those fun memories. And having, like, I was dreaming of that we will have X-Day Barcelona, and I'm still waiting. But yeah, like accessible tickets, plenty of side events, and making sure that most of the community can both afford the tickets and travel to that venue so they can show up strong. Because yeah, to be completely transparent, I hadn't yet planned if I was going to Seoul or not. I'm going to Munich, obviously, because it's closer. But yeah, I think like we're still too early to go on different continents when it comes to the community part. Like adoption, etc., 1%, but the community part, I think we needed to stay in Europe as of now.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Personally, not coming to Munich, but I wish you good fun.
Thank you. We will.
Thank you very much, guys, for this very interesting chat. I will finish this discussion by a simple question. What would you say to holders that maybe are asking if they still it's still worthy to hold their assets, Move, Coco, and Smooth?
Hold on, hold on. Hard work always pays off.
Looks like Robert's answers, like building brings value inevitably.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's exactly in the same direction as I was telling you. We cannot let's say excel on on one side of the business and that to not bring results in Kaukau. It's gonna be we're gonna have solutions. We're gonna be in the end. There's one number that we are telling everyone about us, and which is also true. It's 25% of the volume on the chain was done by Kaukau since the appearance. We can sell this as a service to any other layer one. Simple. We entertained people with Kaukau for 1 year and a half. We entertained people. It was 25% of the volume. It was us. If we are taking into consideration real, we never ever made fake volume market making nor anything like that, as we know the practices here. If we are taking into consideration the fake volume, I think it's more as the percentage. Without it, 25% with our collections, we can make the maths. When we are telling this kind of metrics to, I don't know what else, layer 2 or whoever we're speaking with, they are like, wow, nice. Okay.
Thank you very much, Archie, and keep it up. Good luck for the next steps. Of course, you'll be coming back on GM Web3 MultiversX in I don't know 6 months, 1 year to see what happened since. And yeah, have a very good day.
Thank you very much. Pleasure. Thanks for having me. Very happy to be able to change ideas with you, gents. Always a pleasure.
Thank you for coming, Archie.
Likewise.
Thanks, Archie.
Thank you.
Thank you also to all of those who listened and watched us this morning. I remind you that you can find the replay of the show on every podcast platforms, but also on YouTube and on X. Thank you to our sponsors, Hatom, Inspire, and Yapes for the giveaways. I will make the draw by the end of the day. Thank you very much, Philippe. Thank you very much, Joaquin, for handling this interview. It was not useful. Actually, you made it so perfectly. And thank you for all your opinion and ideas about MultiversX in general. Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks,
you for
Jad.
having
Thanks for
us.
having us.
See you next Wednesday for a new GM Web3 MultiversX. I can already tell you who we will welcome, and we will welcome Stefana and Alex from Pulsar Money and Astra Reason, and we'll be talking about the new X Launchpad strategy, notably, but also we'll receive the founders of Inspire. So yeah, it will be interesting to have a discussion with them about the product, but also the global vision. Thank you very much, guys, and yeah, see you later. And don't forget to subscribe, to like, to comment, and to put a thumb